Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Whenever we give up something, whenever we reject something, out of understanding and knowledge, that rejection or loss is not painful. On the contrary, if the loss or the giving up is under ignorance, then it is extremely painful. For example, if somebody has to give up sugar because he has started his own factory, therefore the sugar import is banned. And as a result, when under compulsion one has to stop taking sugar, it is very painful. So what we do? We take an injection and eat. On the contrary, if we have given up sugar on our own choice, out of understanding, then that renunciation is not painful at all. Another example, somebody has pickpocketed you and taken, let us say, 100 rupees from your pocket. So it is very painful. I don't know, Bombay is a place of cheats. And another example, this is just an example. Suppose you have given me $1 million. Just example, don't worry. Suppose you have given me $1 million out of your own choice and knowledge. Why? I love him so much. And love is always in giving, not in taking. So you give me $1 million. Now, when you have lost 100 rupees, it was painful. But of your own choice, with understanding, when you have parted with $1 million, it is not painful. It is very happy experience. Is it not? In the same manner, when we are living in this world under the influence of these three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, and thereby giving undue importance either to the matter or to the activities or to the general knowledge, GK, such a person is buried under the load of these possessions. By possession, we accept ourselves to be limited. By possession, we accept that we are incomplete. And therefore, we possess the things so as to attain the incomplete, the infinite status. And that is why all the desires, that is why all the actions, that is why all the demands. Therefore, the basic problem of the whole world is this: erroneous notion about our own being and erroneous approach to correct this notion. And as a result, we are perfectly miserable. Two errors make you perfect in misery. So what are the two errors? The first error is, we have taken ourselves to be either the matter, and therefore this body alone I am. And from here all the problems are born. See, when I give you a few examples, don't simply take them as jokes and forget, but go deeper into it. So when I divorce my husband, I don't have to worry or take any other additional step to get rid of my in-laws. See? Who are the in-laws? Get one husband free, get married to one man, and the in-laws free. This is what marriage is, isn't it? So the moment I discard my relationship with the husband, all the things which are in relation to that husband relationship are gone in the same manner. As long as we continue to live as a body, for the body, on everybody, the samsara, the miseries will continue. You may do anything. It is only self-deception. Therefore, we have to focus attention on this. That we have been living as body in this world since day one, and we have our experiences and what we have gained out of it. So we have got the data. Now, do another experiment. Science is experiment oriented, is it not? So, now do another experiment. But you know, in science, two experiments are comparable when the data is created under identical conditions. So, what are the conditions under which we are functioning? We have taken ourselves to be body as a real thing, and then we lived. Now do another experiment. Then if I am someone other than the body, then what will be the kind and the quality of life? Now start working on that. The moment this approach is taken, we have started really the scientific approach to life, not otherwise. Otherwise the whole life will be spent only in what? Maintaining the body. See, the other day somebody came, did namaskar. I said, Sukhi raho. He said, Swamiji, you are not giving the traditional Ashirvad. I said, okay, take traditional Ashirvad. Ashtaputra Saubhagya. No, not that. Then normally they say, may you live long. I said, we are already having the problem of long life. I will never persecute you. Getting a blessing of long life is a curse. See, about this I'll tell you. I don't mean the old people should commit suicide. No. People will help them, don't worry. See, there was a friend of mine. He was 60 when his wife died of cancer. And being Bengalis get married too early for the next life. So he got married very late. And the gap between the hubby and the wife was sufficiently wide, 15 years. So when he was 60, not out, she was 45 out. And naturally, totally frustrated, disgusted, what to do, what not to do, like that. And somehow, when you get nowhere, no answer, people come to us. And slowly started attending Satsang. And one day he said, Swamiji, can you give me one technique by which I will be able to get out of this misery? I am fed up. I just can't forget her. 1 year is over. I said, look here, if you correct your thinking, you will not be miserable. What is that? Then I asked him, I said, if you have to have the image of Mahatma Gandhi in front of your mind, what will be the image? 5 question marks, isn't it? Mahatma Gandhi is an assembly of 5 question marks. First question mark, his head. Second question mark, the stick. The third question mark is inverted nose. Then the fourth one is his ear. And fifth is his glasses. So the 5 question marks put together is Mahatma Gandhi. And if you have to imagine about Vivekananda, what is the image that comes in front of us? Can we have the image Mahatma Gandhi with a strong, healthy, smart person? Mahatma Gandhi is Because that is the last image. And Vivekananda, you can't imagine. Vivekananda is dilapidated and some people are carrying. It cannot be because he died young. I said, man, you will never have imagination. My wife was old. No, she was young till death. He said, really, I never thought about it. I said, yes, the whole problem is there only. Think properly. You will be out of your difficulties. So let us conduct this second experiment. If I am not gross body, what it means like? Similarly, we have been working in this world. I have done this thing, I have done this thing. And we know what we have got. Nothing. Now start working the other way around. Then let the work flow through you. The work will start flowing through us when the arrogance of the doership is deleted. See? And the doership is so strong in us that we do sadhana. We do meditation. And as a result, the arrogance of all that. I have done meditation. These days I am doing a lot of meditation. Then what happens? There is peace outside. Because you are inside. There is no peace outside. See? And that is the reason. Every time, the moment we think about the spiritual life, the first question, please tell us what we should do. It is undoing everything what we have done, not doing anything. So the second approach to the life, scientific approach. Let us start living the life without we getting involved. Meaning, let the life be lived through us. And the third thing, we have been living as mind. And therefore the modifications of the mind, the miseries and the sorrows and the joys and the achievements and the failures, with that we get identified and constantly buffeting with the joys and the sorrows non-stop. How long are we going to do this? Instead of that, let the mind be used an instrument and work through the mind. See the joy of it. Therefore, all what we have studied so far about the three gunas is only this. That the purpose of this study is, now we discard the body identification, we discard the ego of doership, and we discard the arrogance of knowledge with proper understanding. And when we discard it with proper understanding, then alone we will come to discover that the one whom we are searching in this world, what we are all searching? Happiness, peace, joy. It is nowhere outside. Like my phone yesterday. Yesterday I didn't bring my phone here. And when we are going, suddenly, where is my phone? Where is my phone? And poor Sham, I troubled me, come, let's go back. I came here, I troubled these people also. Came here, where is the phone? I don't know where it has gone, where it has gone. And then it was at home. Are we not that? The happiness or the realization. What is that realization, happiness? He is our own essential nature. Instead of discovering the bliss that we are, we get lost in accumulating the blisters on all our faculties. And when our faculties are no more potent, competent enough, then there is nothing but regrets. Therefore, friends, this whole thing in this 14th chapter is so scientifically brought out by the Lord. The purpose is, discard this and discover yourself. And once we discover that we are the source of the total bliss in this world, we will no more be the beggars of happiness from the world. And therefore, the teacher takes up in the 19th verse onwards this theme. Nanyam gunebhya kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhigacchati gunaneta natityatrin dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkhaihi vimuktaha amrutamashnute. In these two verses, Bhagavan Krishna concludes this theme that he has brought out. Gunebhyaha anyam na kartaraha. All the modifications are in matter. See? It's very important. All the modifications are in matter. And therefore, there is no reason that we get identified with the matter and that makes the issue of our life. See? As I told you the other day, I went to somebody's house, old lady, because her great-grandchildren are going in a school. What must be her age? So, as to everybody, I call Amma. Even to her grandchildren, I call Amma. They are small girls, maybe about 20-25. So to her also, Amma, come, join with me for lunch. Swamiji, don't call me Amma. I feel very awkward. Okay. Beta, khana khao. Now I feel good. See? Very important. Our identification with the body is so much. Then if somebody calls us old, we get offended. And if somebody calls us young, we feel very pleased. Isn't it? What is your age? I think you look somewhere 30, 25, 27. I knew you will say like that. Why? Actually, I am 75. Oh. How come this is? Because I eat only grass. I am a naturopath. And whole life is spent only in that, maintaining that figure and beauty. Hare Rama. So, gunebhyaha anya kartaram nasti, other than these modifications in this matter, there is nothing that is happening and touching to us. Yada drashta anupashyati. So when we are able to observe, see, anupashyati means what? Pashyati means sees. Anupashyati means what? Be very attentive. These are all technical terms. I won't go in too much detail. We have to finish today. Kallas. So, how the vision takes place. Now see, I'll just give you one example and we'll go ahead. What is the meaning of a scientific approach? When we see something, we feel we are seeing something. Like you imagine you are seeing me and I imagine I am seeing you. But both of us are wrong. Ubhautavuna vijanitaha. Both of us are ignorant. How? Because your or my image is formed on your retina and that is illumined by the light of consciousness, and the knowledge is that of the image, not of the actual person. But the image is taken to be real. See? So all our perceptions in this world are only in images. Therefore, our life is only imaginary, that I am happy, I am miserable. See? It is so important. Yada drashta anupashyati. Find out how the knowledge is taking place. The object is outside and eyes are in between. The mind is inside. When I locate you, you are so and so. Now, where exactly the knowledge is taking place? Outside where you are, or inside where I am, or in the eyes, or on the retina, or on the mind, or in the consciousness. Find out. That is why when we really mean a scientific approach, we have to be bold enough to analyze and re-evaluate our own experiences and then find out our conclusions were right or wrong. And if our conclusions are wrong, and if we are courageous and brave enough, we must discard the wrong notions and adopt the right understanding. That is called as the real spiritual life. Otherwise, Swamiji, in the lecture is okay, no, but otherwise, no. You can't say that in the laboratory it is okay. When an object falls from a distance toward the ground or the earth, it is pulled with a pull of 32 feet per second. It is okay in the laboratory. But at home when we come, I always feel like peeping out the 10th floor. Will that law of gravity help me? Yes. Your in-laws will put you out. And the remaining things will be taken by the law of gravity. See? Therefore, yada drashta anupashyati and gunebhyascha param vetti. And he comes to discover himself to be beyond the scope and the limitations of the influence of these three gunas. So be very attentive. We are living as the body in the waking experience. In our dream and the deep sleep experience, we no more live as body. One person went in the morning to the police station and said to the police, Sir, I have committed murder of my wife, please arrest me. How did you commit? Where did you commit? In my dream, I have murdered her. So the police officer said, very sad, but you have come to a wrong place. Then go to a mental hospital. There you will be admitted, not in the police station. So why? Because in the dream and the deep sleep, whatever happens has no value in the waking world, is it not? But in the dream and the deep sleep, we don't have the experience of our absence. But there is an experience of absence of our own gross body. Therefore, our existence is independent of the gross body. See? The moment we discover this, and is it not true? When we existed before this body was born, and when we continue to exist in the next life, that is what we have seen. That means our existence is independent of the gross body. How we dare say that I am the body and therefore the whole gross world is real? See, the moment you discover this, gunebhyascha param vetti, you have transcended the limitations of relative existence. This is how the wise men live in this world. How? In the morning class I was talking. If somebody is talking nonsense in the sleep and you are sleeping next, you really get offended? Useless. नींद में बोल रहा है, nonsense. Therefore, when a person is talking nonsense in sleep, we don't give much value, importance to that. Wise people who are awakened to the reality, for them, our talk is like blabbering in the sleep. But Mahatma Ji, he has abused you. It's okay, it's okay. Because don't we do the same thing with a sleeping child talking all nonsense? We are all sleeping, not awakened even once. Gunebhyascha param vetti. Bhagavan says, Saha madbhavam adhigacchati. He is one with me. Madbhavam adhigacchati. Adhigacchati means what? Not going. Adhigacchati means he recognizes. Please understand this word. Normally we talk about this way. Swamiji, how much time it will take to progress spiritually and reach? I said, it takes how many signals are on the way? And what is the day? If it is Sunday, it's a different thing. So you should die on such a day that you reach fast. Please understand, there is no progress, there is no regress, there is no achievement, there is no failure. There is not a single person in this world who has failed on the spiritual path. See? There is not a single wave in this world which can disappear away from the ocean. So there is no failure. In the third chapter, Bhagavan says, second chapter probably, that Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a little practice of this one understanding will free you from the terrible fear of death. See, the real scientific approach is this. Not trying to stop dying, but discovering the fearlessness in the face of death. That is what is real life. Therefore, nanyam gunebhya kartaram yada drashtanu pashyati gunebhyascha param veti saha madbhavam adhigacchati. He attains me. And who is God? Who is Paramatma? The one where there is no fear of extinction. The one where there is no fear of deception. The one where there is no fear of misery. Freedom from the three miseries and deception and the death is called as God realization. So, madbhavam sodhigacchati. And this is all only judgment in error in our understanding as to who am I. See? Therefore, gunan etan atityatrin dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkhahi vimuktaha amritamashnute. So he who has thus transcended these three gunas, he has attained the real immortality. Real immortality is this. Not the one which we imagine, that when our name is somewhere we are become immortal. Nobody knows other than us our name there. You want to see that fun of the wonderful life, go to these various Tirtha Kshetras. On that Gangaji's Ghat, one stone is fixed there. This stone is fixed by another stone named Garudi Lal Chhatakimal Dum Dum Wala. And this was fixed by his grandson at the instance of his father, under the guidance of his grandmother's Sasur. Hare Ram, there is no end to that. And nobody knows about who is this fellow. But we imagine that is called as real spiritual life. Whom are we deceiving? Friends, please remember, as long as there is a desire to live or to die, we are functioning only in the relative existence. These are the two desires which will include all the total desires of the whole universe. The desire to live and the desire to die. Why we want to live? Because I am afraid of death. Why you want to die? Because I am afraid of living. See? Both are the expressions of fear. Therefore, if we have really studied Bhagavad Gita scientifically, not a single thought about our death or anybody's death will ever pass in our mind. If it happens, we have merely wasted our life under the disguise of spirituality. See? How important it is. This is what Bhagavan says, Amritam Ashnute. This is called as immortality. Where even the suspicion of death is considered as contamination. Amritam Ashnute. Therefore, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Dukkha, All the miseries born out of the body identification and the subsequent relative existence are transcended once for all. When thus the glory of living beyond the limitations of this impact of the three gunas was said by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Arjun asked a question. And he says, Kairlingan strin gunanetan atito bhavati prabho kimacharak katham chaitan trin gunan ativartate. Hey Lord, I am damn excited. This is something new. I never knew about it. You know the most wonderful part? You know, in our morning meditation, this Panchadashi class, there is one verse which is from Yoga Vasishta which is referred. Mana eva manushanam karanam bandha moksha, etc. And once I was in a Lion Club meeting and I was introduced by the president or the secretary or the governor or the, they are huge names. I get very frightened with them. So, introduced. I am extremely fortunate to introduce Swami Anubhavananda because I have learned from him Bhagavad Gita. I have never seen that man. Of course, I am sorry. I have not seen that lion. How can I call him man? I have not seen him. And yet he continues. And he taught us this. Manaiva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. And he went on and on and on. And after all that was over, now I can't tell before the September audience. August is ordinary. September is lions. Isn't it? For a human audience, you can call August audience, September audience. So, after everything was over, we were having a cup of tea and all that. I said, which is your edition of Bhagavad Gita? Let me know. Why? I said, this particular verse, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo, Bhagavan Krishna never said, Arjuna never asked. It is not in Bhagavad Gita. As if objection. I said, no. Oh, I thought every Sanskrit sloka is from Bhagavad Gita. Ram, 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 Ram. And then he said, even I did not know. That means my ignorance is the authority of wisdom. See? So Arjuna is so surprised. Hey, I never knew about it. What are the signs of the person who has transcended the limitations of the three gunas? And kimacharaha. It is not the Pachranga achara. Kimacharaha. How does he conduct himself in this world? Kimacharaha. Katham chaitan tin gunan ativardate. And how this man who is living in the world and yet is beyond the world. Will you please tell me? This is the third place in Bhagavad Gita. This topic is taken up from different angles. First, this topic comes in the second chapter, you all remember, where the Sthita Pragya Lakshanas are explained. Then in the 12th chapter we have seen, this is explained as the characteristic or the expressions of the lifestyle of a great devotee of the Lord. Now here it is from the third angle. He who has transcended the limitations of the Prakriti, the matter, the three gunas, how he is like. Now this is for what? Take out a pencil. Sattva Guni. Take another pencil. I think he is very Rajoguni. The third, a tamasic fellow. Please remember, this knowledge is not for evaluation of the world. This is not for labeling anybody. This is meant for us as a road map which will guide us to the destination that we are seeking outside. We will come to discover there is nowhere outside or inside. It is. Now what is that? Bhagavan Sri Krishna begins. Now the first and the most important expression. Kai lingaihi trin gunan etan. Linga means the sign, the symptom. So, what are the symptoms or the signs by which we can recognize this man who has transcended the limitations of three gunas? Prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava na dveshti sampravruttani na nivruttani kankshati. This is very important verse. Please be very attentive. See, first principle we have to learn. In this world, there is nothing which is bad or nothing which is wrong. First principle. Why? What is good and what is bad in your dream? When you have seen a saint, that was your mind. When you have seen a criminal, that was your mind. When you are seeing a flower garden, that was your mind. And when you have seen a filth everywhere, that was your mind. See? You have seen an act of charity, is your mind. You have seen an act of crime, that is your mind. And what is the mind? Mind is that which is supporting all the pairs of opposite and therefore not influenced by any one of them. That is the mind. If this is true with reference to mind, much more is true with reference to the conscious reality that we are. Is it not? The space alone supports the north, the east, the west, the south. Because the space is supporting the east, that doesn't mean there is never a sunset in the eastern world. No. Therefore, this is the first principle. There is nothing like good or bad in this world. Now to understand this, be very attentive. As a body, you may be beautiful or awful. As your riches, you may be rich or poor. As your ability to work, you may be efficient or you may be a problematic. As regards your emotions, you may be emotional or commotional. As regards your intellect is concerned, you may be intelligent or an idiot. But when you come to yourself alone, where there is none other than you, what is your gender? What is your achievement? What is your failure? What is your beauty? What is your ugliness? See? Everything disappears. At this moment, every one of us discover what this experience is. We have no experience of ourselves being a man or a woman, young or old, rich or poor. That being which is beyond either the prakasha, the knowledge, and its enemy, the ignorance. Pravritti, the involvement, and its opponent, withdrawal. Moha, the delusion or the wisdom. All these things have no meaning when there is but one without a second. That truth, he who is established in, will he ever feel, oh, today my meditation was so good, Swamiji. Please bless me. Let me have every day the same kind of meditation. That means you are enjoying meditation. Maharaj, meditation is not a rasagulla to enjoy. See? Sometimes you sit for meditation and now I don't know what happened. I don't know whose face I have seen in the morning. You are standing before the mirror. Whose face I have seen in the morning. See, this is how we struggle on the seat of meditation. Because we want to repeat. Please remember, you can repeat nothing in this world. When Bhagavan Sri Krishna After Bhagavad Gita war, everything was over. Once Arjuna says to Bhagavan Krishna in Uttar Gita, "Oh Lord, you have told something wonderful before the war, and because of which I was so inspired. Will you please repeat it? What did you say again? I really liked it." Bhagavan said, "I also don't know. Because inspired performance is never repeated. It is not a mechanical thing. The same tabla piti and the same song singing 395 times. That is not the spiritual part. Every moment is a fresh experience of being. There is no staleness in that. See? Therefore, any great master worth his name is ever cheerful. It is not the same thing, same Bhagavad Gita. Krishna said, Arjuna said, I don't know why did this say. They said somehow. Aha! It is the story of your own being. See? This is what Bhagavan says. Prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava na dveshti sampravrittani. Yes, sometimes the tamo guna will be there, sometimes rajo guna, sometimes sattva guna, and they will come and go. How does it matter? Why we should insist that there should be no, our Swami used to say, no gunda should pass in front of my road, in front of my house, on the road. Therefore, I had decided to take a danda in the hand and stand on the road. And people started calling me only as gunda, because I had a danda in the hand. Don't insist for anything. See, the consciousness doesn't insist that I will manifest only to the saints and sages. No. When Yashoda Maya was scolding Krishna, I feel you were a pig in your last life, eating the soil. Bhagavan was afraid. My God, did she recognize me or what? Because he was a pig. He had no shame about it. See? Therefore, na dveshti sampravrittani, na nivrittani kankshati. This freedom to live beyond the impact of these three gunas is evident. He is so conspicuous. Further, udasina vadasino gunairyonya vichalyate guna vartante itteva yovatishtati nengate. Now, what is the foundation on which he is so firmly happy? Like we are firmly miserable. What is that? So he says, udasina vadasinaha. He is far above the small little things of life. Udasina vadasinaha. Or gunaihi yaha na vichalyate. And he is no more influenced by the three gunas. So sometime, the other day, somebody was asking me, Swamiji, I am asking you some personal question, don't mind. I said, I don't mind, ask. And they started asking, Swamiji, how many times you do meditation? I said, I never do meditation. See, it's difficult to talk to you. I said, okay, I do always meditation. But when you start? I said, I start probably in the morning, 3:38. And continue, till next day morning at 3:37.60 seconds. I think I should not talk to you. We have a funny kind of notion. Other person asked me, Swamiji, Ramakrishna Paramahansa was great. I said, yes, I certify he was great. Why did he have cancer? I said, where there is objection, a realized person should not have cancer. See? There is nowhere. Cancer is in the Prakriti. Where there is Prakriti, Vikruti is natural. See? Gunaihi yona vichalyate. He who is living far beyond the scope of the influence of these gunas. And what is this understanding? Guna vartanta itteva. It's very clear. It is something like this. The knowledge that I have in my mind is Sattva Guna. Then I speak to you through my speech. That is Rajoguna. And to you, to whom I talk, are Tamoguna. Okay. So, I am talking and you are listening and therefore you are changing and therefore I am great. If this will happen to me, I will be disgusted and frustrated. In this world, nobody changes because of anybody. Everybody changes because he is fed up of himself. There is no other reason. Therefore, everything is happening only in matter. Is it not our experience? Again and again go on this point which I told you 100 times. Be aware to recognize when do we have the birth experience. There is one book that Vijnana Bhairav, there this thought comes. There are 112 meditations. The publication, I don't know when God will bring it out. In that, this is one technique. Trace back yourself. Now you are 80, become 70. Find out what exactly you mean by you are 70. Go back 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, 1. All this is you. Now find out which is you, the real you. So many images. And do you have any time, any experience that you are born, you are growing, you can never have this experience. That is the truth. He who is rooted in that experience, gunehi yona vichalyate, udasina vadasinam, he has risen above all the modifications. So, na engate, thereafter he is never shaken. Let anything happen around. Then, what is the ultimate? The equanimity, the tranquility. Remember I told you, the problem we all face is that of samatha. The solution, the problem that we face is the mamata, not samatha. The mamata. And the solution is that of the samatha. This is what the teacher brings. Samadukha sukha swastaha, samaloštashva kanchanaha, tulya priya priyo dhiraha, tulya nindatma samstutihi. This is what is a natural expression of a man of wisdom. First, samadukha sukha swastaha. Because he is swastha. Swastha means what? Healthy. And what is health? Health is not the creation of doctors. If doctors have to give us health, nobody will be healthy in this world. The doctors deal with the diseases, not with the health. Health is our natural condition. So, swastaha means he who is abiding in his own essential self. How is he? Sama dukkha sukhaha. For him, joys and sorrows are equal. Means what? This is what is stated in the first thing, that na dveshti sampravruttani na nivruttani kankshati. He has this understanding. Yes, sometimes there will be misery, sometimes there will be joy. This is natural. There is nothing abnormal about it. On the contrary, in Panchadashi one thought comes. If you are having some diseases, it is a good sign. Why? You are alive. A dead person doesn't have any disease. See how important it is. Therefore, sama dukkha sukha. He is taking everything that comes in his life in the right stride. Second thing, samaloštashva kanchanaha. Similarly, all the achievements of the worldly things have the same value whatsoever. Because he is rooted in the truth. And from the absolute truth point of view, you will see achievements and failures of this world have no meaning. This is all our mental imagination. See, you must have seen, you go to the small towns and one, maybe some shopkeeper or somebody, he goes to the bigger town or the district place. And whatever are the new things in the market, he goes for shopping. He brings it and sells it in his small shop. And something new is there. So he will like to use it and impress upon the people in that village. I am the most modern. Isn't it? But that most modern thing is outdated in the town or in the district place. In the same manner, sometimes this is achieved, sometimes that is failed. Therefore, sometimes joy, sometimes sorrow. These are our only imaginations. It has no value. One day I was going by train to Nagpur and I was enjoying. I sat in that train, in that AC compartment, and I took my book and I was reading. And there was one young boy, he must have come from US, must be going to his parents and all that. And he has got all the, gadgets with him. Because he must have gone, that time India was different. Today India is shining. Those who are telling India is not shining, they are very pessimistic and disgusted. If you are not proud of what you are, nobody will respect you in this world. Yes, we are shining. Why not? Why give credit to somebody? We Indians are shining because of their own ingenious. Isn't it? Indians are individually ingenious, collectively a calamity. So, he wanted, I was sitting reading. He took out from his bag, all that American kind of dress and all that. He took out from his that bag, took out, put it there. He pulled his notebook, that laptop, and then started some kind of movie or songs and all that, and keeping like this thing. 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Everybody was busy in their own business. This is not a new thing in India. So, nobody asked him anything. Nobody came and saw like this thing. He got so disgusted, he closed it. Then he took out the jukebox, which I have here. He took out the jukebox and put it over in here. And then he started playing it. And that also nobody asked, hey, what is this machine? What is this thing? He got super disgusted. He put it down. And then these people go selling water and all that thing. So he asked, पानी अच्छा है क्या? So that bearer, he said, हम क्या गंदा पानी बेचते हैं क्या? This is all our imaginations, that this is good, this is bad, I am happy, I am unhappy. Friends, you just detach from that. And what the tamasha? There is a joy in misery also. See how it is. We elderly people all the time talk to youngsters about how miserable we were during childhood, is it not? During our childhood, we didn't have sleepers, and we used to go without sleepers to the school. And we have never purchased new pant. The eldest son's pant was inherited up to the 7th generation. Isn't it? And these are all our miserable experiences. But tell me, don't we enjoy those miserable experiences? So tell me, what is real misery? It is only our imagination. Listen to these military people. When they talk about their experiences on the field, this happened, that happened, and we had no water and no food, and we were suffering, and bullets were coming, and and now when they are sitting and talking, all those miseries, they enjoy the experience of the miseries. Now tell me, whether misery is giving you real misery or it is giving you joy? Think. He who is rooted in this understanding, he knows sama dukkha sukha, sama nostashma kanchanaha. So also the worldly things which we imagine are very valuable. It is only imagination. Earlier, when this snail mail used to come a lot, one child, I gave him a lot of these stamps, foreign stamps. I used to collect them, and I knew one child used to like very much. So I collected about this big bunch. When I went, I said, hey, this is for you. He was so touched, so thrilled. He went to his room, he immediately spread them, classified them, how many each and all that thing. And he says, Swamiji, you are really great. I know why mom and dad like you. You are really great. So what happened? You could give me all those stamps just like that. For me, it was a garbage. But for him, it was a great, valuable object. Samaloshtashma kanchana. It is we alone who give importance and value to the worldly things and start imagining that I am happy and I am miserable. Devalue and everything is over. This is what happens in the process of divorce. Then tulya priya priyo dhiraha. So dhiraha, he who is wise, who is contemplative, who leads the most intelligently thought over life. He is tulya priya priyaha. Sometimes we get the things what we like, sometimes we get the things what we don't like. This is how the life is. You can't do anything about it. Day will come, after that night will come, again day will come. What can you do? It is like that. Once you take this, you will come to know. Those who are telling you, you are so great, you are so nice, beware. Next statement will be, you are a cheat, you are a bad person. And those who are telling you that you are a very bad person, then I am sorry, I never meant, but because of you only, I am saved. You are really great. Friends, these friends, enemies, this thing has no value whatsoever. Name dveshosti na priyaha. And further, tulya nindatma samstutihi. Some people will come and praise, some will come and condemn. This is how the life is. Remember that song? Tu kaun hai, tera naam hai kya, सीता भी यहाँ बदनाम हुई. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे. Don't get carried away by the comments of the people. And when we get carried away by the comments of the people, we fall in love. Isn't it? One useless boy tells a useless, equally useless girl, honey, darling, I can't see anybody other than you. Why? I'm squint. And that useless girl starts thinking, he likes me, he loves me, and all that. It has no meaning whatsoever. So therefore, tulya ninda atma samstutihi. Therefore, his equanimity is never disturbed. Further, manapamanayo tulyaha. See? Respect and disrespect, honor and dishonor. How much big issues are made out of these stupid things. Not only among grahasthas, but even among the Babajis. You must have seen here, so many people, Mahatmas come and sit. And then this sheet little up and low down, and there has to be one, rubber sheet. Isn't it? Why to spoil such nice, bed? In that also there is respect and disrespect, all kinds of. So, manapamanayo tulyaha and tulya mitraripakshayoho, mitra aripaksha. Somebody is your friend, somebody is your enemy. Friends, in this world there is no enemy, no friend. There is only the transaction. Somebody is helpful to you, he is a very good person. How? He gave me food. So, had he not given me food, he is very bad. This is how it happens. You know that poor wife, in the initial days, she is always waiting for the hubby to come from the office or work. And she is very well dressed, neat and clean and all that. And husband comes and he is very happy. Received with a Purna Kumbha Coca-Cola. And this goes on for days together. And slowly, that hubby thinks, this is my right. And as she grows, he grows, the family grows, the worries grows, the work grows. And then she is not able to do the same natak what she used to do in the earlier drama. Because that drama is over. Now this is the third part. And one day something happens. He has asked for something and she says, you kindly go and take it kept over there. Immediately, the whole seriousness begins. These days in this house, I am the most unwanted furniture. If you understand this, why are you standing? So all these days that poor girl has served you so sincerely, that is forgotten. And one day, one small issue, and out of that, all the big things are made. And we consider ourselves to be most scientifically living, overdeveloped people. Think. Therefore, mitrari pakshayoho sarvarambha parityagi gunati tasya uchyate. Sarvarambha parityagi. He does not get involved into uncalled for activities. Remember I gave you 1 degree last time? We are all qualified. ABMM. You must have heard MBBS, but this is a new degree I have given you all free. ABMM. A bhais mujhe maar. We invite problems. Who told you all that? Lead your life cheerfully. Don't involve yourself. Uncalled for. Such people who get themselves involved and pull everybody. Make themselves miserable and others equally. And such a person is beyond the 3 gunas. Now this is not only the path of understanding and wisdom. There is another technique also. What is that technique? Mam chajo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. Sa gunan samati tyaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Another technique, very simple technique. What is the technique? If you are not able to do all this, find out an altar of reverence in your life. Friends, the highest poverty in this world is a lack of an altar of reverence. When we have an altar of reverence, there alone we surrender ourselves totally. And when we surrender ourselves totally, then alone we go beyond the 3 gunas. See? And how this so simple it is. For example, you must have seen in your life, suppose people are sitting and all that this discussion, that discussion, heat and all that going on. And suppose you respect, love somebody and you do not know that buddy is coming because he is coming from the backside and the group is arguing, The moment they come to know, hey, our Maharaji has come, immediately all the differences quieten. All the anger, let me go, I'll show you later, not now. See the control? See? Because when you respect and revere, your behavior changes. Now be attentive. When you are aware that the Supreme Lord is very much in your heart and watching every action of yours, hearing every word that you utter, and knowing every thought that passes through your mind, the moment you become aware of this, automatically you are totally quiet. Because now you are aware. Like, when we know somebody important is in the next room taking rest and we are in the other room. So what we tell our children, hey, don't make noise, See, Dada is sleeping there. He is tired. Don't make noise. Why? We are aware of that person whom we respect. Instead of Dada even to the mother-in-law, don't worry, let us play tabla. Because there is no respect. There will be disgust. Therefore, friends, this is what is called as avyabhicharini bhakti. Avyabhicharini bhakti means what? Always aware about the fact that we are never deserted by the Lord. And He is all the time with us every moment, in every place, in every situation. When this happens, we go in the party of Paramatma. Then the life is totally different. And the difference is going beyond the three gunas. Such a person will do only that what the Lord likes. Because I respect really Him. See, there is one young man, he got married and I told him, you are not going to resign this job, okay? He said, okay, Swamiji. And he was known, so far he is very intelligent, good boy, extremely good. But he has changed not one, not two, so far within the period of 32 years, more than 32 jobs. And he is so bright, brilliant. So, when he got married, he came to do Namaskar, Swamiji, Ashirvad. I said, no Ashirvad, only order. Yes, Swamiji. You are not going to leave the job. You have to take care of the wife and the subsequent problems. Okay. Don't leave the job. So, he was telling his wife that I have given a word to Swamiji. I will never do that. Don't worry about me. He told his parents. Everybody frustrated because of this. Once he has discovered one altar, you surrender totally. Automatically you transcend the limitations of these three gunas. Because Brahmano hi pratisthaham amrutasya vyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhasya ikantikasya cha. Because now be very attentive. You are going to dive deep in yourself. Bhagavan says, Brahmana hi pratishtaha aham. This I in every one of us is not a separate I, which is always in opposition with I versus you. My, tu, my, tu, kabaddi. No. This aham. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. We have seen in the 13th chapter that there is but one reality which is supporting the total drama of this world. That aham. When you focus attention on that, you come to know Brahmana hi pratishtaha aham. I am the support of this total matter, the unmanifest as well as the matter, as well as the manifest matter. Here, Brahmanaha means of the Prakriti. So, Brahmanaha pradishtaham amrutasya avyayasya cha. And what is this Prakriti? It is always the same. It has never changed. The five gunas were always like that. The modifications were always like that. The eyes were always seeing. The minds were always confused. The husband and wives were always misunderstanding. The neighbor was never good. The governments have always destroyed the people. This has always been there. There is nothing new in this world. See? It is always like that. Misunderstanding is the foundation of the film industry. This is how it goes on and on and on. So, Shashvatasya cha dharmasya. Similarly, this I alone is supporting that eternal principle. So the confusion is supported by this reality and the wisdom is supported by the same reality, see? Don't we say, I know this, so the knowledge is supported by I. And we also say, I don't know that, so the ignorance is supported by I. So this I, which is supporting all the pairs of opposites, whether dharma or adharma, righteousness or sinfulness, sin or merit, good conduct or bad conduct, everything is but supported by that one reality. He who has focused his attention on that and discovered that as the correct identity, Bhagavan says, Sukasya ekantikasya cha. He has attained this unlimited, infinite bliss. And this is what we all are seeking in our life. When we say, I want to see God, when we say, I want self-realization, when we say, I want to go to heaven, when we say, I want to have Desha Bhakti, the meaning of all this is but one. We are all seeking that uncompromising, independent, absolute experience of blissful existence. And that is the ultimate. And friends, it is nowhere outside. It is nowhere inside. Hey, where it is? It is beyond, in and out. See? In this absolute, all your opposites will disappear. When joys and sorrows are equal, in and out is equal. Success, failure is equal. In this absolute, there is no trace, dirt, filth, and the problems born out of any kind of duality. This absolute one is to be recognized. So ultimate conclusion. Control and conquer matter and discover your own essential self. If these two things are done, we have lived the life scientifically, or else we will become the guinea pigs for other scientists to work upon us. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.